What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel where we are talking about everything underneath the sun about the wonderful world of cybersecurity. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the differences between Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 SOC analysts. SOC analysts are one of the most commonly known roles in cybersecurity, so we're going to break down what they look like at each different level. If you haven't already, go and hit that subscribe button for me. We appreciate all the love and support we get on the channel. So when it comes to these three levels of being a SOC analyst, let's look at it like an emergency room. Tier 1 is triage, Tier 2 is deeper diagnosis and more treatments, and Tier 3 is a specialist who handles the most difficult cases and helps design better defenses for the SOC. So let's talk about what Tier 1 analysts do. Tier 1 analysts monitor alerts from tools like SIEM or EDR. They'll decide if an alert is a false positive or benign, or if it could be potentially malicious. Tier 1 analysts will follow their playbooks, which gives them simple step-by-step procedures on how to handle common incidents such as phishing emails, small malware attacks, or any brute force attempts that may come through. And anything that they need to escalate, they'll hand it off to the Tier 2 SOC analyst now. When you're a Tier 1 analyst and you're logging on at the start of your shift, you might want to start checking over the new alerts that came in. You want to check the queue for any alerts that you're going to take on. You want to start checking the IP addresses. You want to start checking usernames. You want to start checking URLs. You want to go over all the common things to look at first. At this level, you want to check to see if it's a false positive, a known good, or if you need to open an incident ticket to escalate this as something malicious. You want to document what you saw and what you did and put it in the ticket. You are not expected to do any deep forensics at this level, not as a Tier 1 analyst. The value that you bring is having good speed, good consistency, and good accuracy in triaging alerts. Tier 1 analysts are expected to communicate well, be able to understand the playbooks well, and understand when something needs escalating and when it doesn't. You are the foundation of the alert, of the ticket, you're the first set of eyes that sees if something is worth escalating to somebody else or not. So it's very important that you get good at just being able to do that, to recognize the signs of, okay, this is a false positive, or this is something that needs to be escalated, or if this is just a test that someone is doing and there's no need to escalate it at all. Now the Tier 2 analyst is picking up where the Tier 1 analyst left off at. The Tier 2 analyst is the one that is now performing the deeper analysis. They're looking for data exfiltration, they're looking for any persistence amongst accounts, they're looking for ways to contain and remediate situations, and working with other teams such as other various IT teams to make sure that if there is something malicious going on, that it is being contained throughout the entire company, throughout the entire network you guys are on. Tier 2 analysts don't handle the lightweight, simple alerts. They focus on a smaller number of alerts, but definitely alerts that have a lot more substance and a lot more weight to them, that require a more seasoned set of eyes to figure out exactly what the incident is. A Tier 1 analyst might have reported a PowerShell execution that looks suspicious. Now it's the Tier 2 analyst's job to go look at the process tree to see what commands were run, to see if any files were touched, to see if there were any other similar consistencies on other machines that are having the same issue. And then they start thinking about options like containment to check to see if there are any password resets that need to be done, if any hashes need to be blocked, if any domains or IPs need to be blocked. These are all things that the Tier 2 analysts start to consider. When you're a Tier 2 analyst, you have to be comfortable pivoting across different data sources, such as EDRs, firewall logs, proxy logs, and identity logs as well. You have to be comfortable using the MITRE attack, and you have to know how to identify what MITRE attack is in relation to what incident you're dealing with. And you have to be able to write very detailed high-level reports as well that are more concise, talking about the actual incident, what you did to contain it, or even if it needs to be escalated to a Tier 3 analyst now. And speaking of Tier 3, they are the most senior role and the most technical role usually within the SOC. Tier 3 analysts handle the most complex problems, and they usually shape how the SOC detects and responds to incidents. Roles and responsibilities for Tier 3 analysts could be anything from advanced threat hunting, which means they're actively searching for attacking behavior even when there's not an alert. They could also be dealing with advanced incident handling, which means handling things such as complex intrusions, stealthy attackers, or highly targeted campaigns. Tier 3 analysts can also expect to mentor Tier 1 and Tier 2 analysts in terms of just helping them grow in different areas and refining the playbooks to make sure that operations and procedures are in order and they're effective. Tier 3 analysts can also expect to collaborate with other departments and teams as well, such as the IT team or the dev team maybe, in terms of long-term security plans and just improvement overall in security. On any given day, a Tier 3 analyst might respond to a high-level incident that involves multiple machines and systems and possibly stakeholders as well. They might be designing new detection systems based on recent incidents that may have occurred or any recent threat intel that they may have gotten, and more working with everyone else in terms of the Tier 1 analysts to make sure that everything is running smoothly down there, that there's no noise going on amongst them, and just working again with other teams within the company to make sure that any security fundamentals are taken care of. So you have to have a deep level of knowledge to be a Tier 3 analyst. What I mean by that is you have to be able to translate business risk into technical controls and detections. You have to have a good level of experience when it comes to scripting and automation for threat hunting and detection engineering as well. You have to have a deep understanding of different networks, different tools, and the comfortability of switching between different tools and operating systems given the needs of what is being asked of you to do. And when you are a Tier 3 analyst, you are being looked to as a leader. So above all, you have to have incredibly strong communication skills. You have to be able to lead a team. You have to be able to explain technical risk to non-technical people so that they have an understanding of what it is that you're going to do, why you're saying the things that you're saying, why they make sense, and why you are putting your best foot forward in terms of trying to mitigate as much risk as possible in the SOC. So there you have it, folks. Those are your differences between Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 SOC analysts. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give us a like, leave a comment, share this with somebody if you think they'd be interested in it. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please be sure to do so. We appreciate all the love and support that we get here. And thank you guys for watching. This has been the wonderful world of cybersecurity, and I can't wait to see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.